Today on Too Many Projects Garage, I got a new project, a 1997 Honda Civic. Alright guys, this is my new to me 1997 Honda Civic. It's a Coupe HX model, so it's the more fuel efficient version, which, you know, I kind of like a fuel efficient car just because, you know, gas prices aren't super cheap and I like to maximize my efficiency. So first things first, let's talk about the good of the vehicle here. It's actually in very good shape. Come check out the actual exterior of the vehicle. Let's go ahead and pan around here and take a look. The paint is not perfect, but there's very little to no dents. If you look at the side of the car, the door, this is a big door. You know, it's longer than my arm fully extended, and there's no dents on it. Same thing with the passenger side, which we'll show here in just a second. Quarter panel, no dents. Same thing with the trunk. The bumper's in good shape. Everything's in really good shape. There's only a couple dents that I can even see, and there's no rust, which is even better. So come check over here. Look at there's the one dent there, which is a very small dent, easy to fix. So I'm excited about that. The interior is actually in very good shape. Check it out. Door panels are intact, which is an issue with this car. Year range, the door panels tend to fall apart over time, and they are intact, which is great. The carpet's a little dirty, which need to be cleaned. Dash is in really good shape. Seats are in fairly good shape, except for that one spot over there. And the driver's seat. Also, this is broken, but that's like really the worst blemish of the vehicle, except for the headliner. Let's take a look at the headliner. We need to get the headliner replaced, as well as replace these visors, which I think I can actually get those at LKQ or Pick Your Part. So that's the interior. I do have the replacement speaker cover for the driver's side, if you notice that. All right, so that's the exterior of the vehicle. Very good shape. Great, a great canvas to paint on, if you know what I mean. I've got the stock HX wheels, which are very light. They're a little dirty. I need to clean them, but I got some brand spanking new tires on them. I do need to replace the brakes and the brake pads, so that's something we'll do in the next video. I do need to get the lights polished up because they're a little crusty, as you can see. So that's something we'll get done as well. And let's go ahead and pop the hood here. Let's take a look inside. Which I'm excited about what's under the hood here. All right. So we have a D15 Y5 engine, which is the efficient model of this engine. It's got VTEC E, which is the efficiency VTEC, which helps you get real good gas mileage, which I'm excited about. I can't say that enough. I like gas mileage. And it's not slow, so that's another benefit. It has all the AC stuff, which, you know, being in Oklahoma, we got to have the AC stuff. All of it's hooked up. We just got to re-hook up the belt because the belt is missing, unfortunately. So we got to get that, but that's not a big deal. The power steering needs to be hooked back up because the guy didn't install it that I bought it from. But the best thing about this car and the engine is the fact that it's been fully rebuilt. It's got new pistons, got new bearings. The head has been redone. If you look right here on the head, it's nice and shiny, like brand new. There's no leaks, so it's very exciting. New timing belt, all that's new. So basically, I don't have to redo anything to the engine, which I'm excited about. The downsides to the suspension are a different matter. The suspension needs to be gone through, and a lot of it needs to be replaced. If you come over here and take a look at the wheel, take a look in the wheel, you'll notice, if you look right here, between this spoke, you'll notice that the tie rod is missing the boot. Which actually, let's get a light so we can see that. As you can see, no boot. Oh, let's see if we can get a good view on it. Yeah, no boot on that tie rod. There you go, you can kind of see right there. So we need to replace the tie rods, the inner and the outers, which I've actually bought new tie rods for that. And then we also need to replace the upper and lower control arms because those are also worn out. They do have new shocks though, Skunk 2 racing shocks, which is pretty exciting. So we don't have to replace those, we just have to replace the suspension components, which I've already bought stuff to do that, so I'm very excited. So one other issue, and it's kind of a major one, is the windows do not go up or down. I have the key on, nothing is happening, and it is a wiring issue. And I'll go ahead and show you what I'm talking about here. Inside this door, as you can see, the wiring is all messed up right here. So, and it's actually causing sparks to happen. So what I need to do is replace that wiring harness there. So I'm going to go to LKQ, cut the wiring harness off of a good donor car, and then use it, or that part of the wiring harness, and we'll splice it all in. So it's going to be fun, but we need to have windows that roll down, especially the driver's side. Also, the passenger side window does not roll down, but I believe it is a different issue. I think it has to do with the window regulator, so we may have to get a new window regulator as well. All right, so one thing I've already replaced is the exhaust because it was missing the rear muffler, and unfortunately even with a new rear muffler it's kind of loud and raspy, and I'll show you here in a second a clip from before. And now that you've seen a clip from before, let's hear it now. Let's go ahead and turn on the engine and I'll rev it up for you guys. And as you can hear, there's a little bit raspiness going on. I think I need to put a glass pack in line because it has a resonator, but I think a lot of the core of the resonator is missing, as well as there's no catalytic converter anymore, so it's not able to tone down that raspy noise. So it does quiet it down a lot. As you heard from the first clip, it is very loud. So and I'm glad to have the muffler on so it's not drony. And on the road it was very drony and honestly unbearable to drive. So let's go ahead and take it for a drive down the road as it is now, and we'll talk about how it feels to drive, and then on the next video we'll fix all the issues with it, and then we'll take it for a drive then. All right guys, so we're on the road here. One thing about the new suspension is it's very sporty, and so you feel pretty much every bump in the road, which is not a big deal. I kind of like that. It gives it more of a tight feeling. It does have a check engine light on just because it only has one O2 sensor and it's supposed to have two, so it's going to trip that code. It doesn't affect the functionality or drivability of the vehicle. One thing you notice though when you're driving and you're turning and whatnot is the unfortunately the suspension is rough right now because of it's worn out basically. So you feel like a clicking in the steering, and there's a vibration, especially when you're on the highway, which is not fun. But it drives really well other than that. It has a new clutch too. Transmission's been serviced and it's got new CV joints and everything. So a lot of this stuff has already been done, which I'm very excited about. Oh, and also the gas gauge doesn't work, which is something we need to address as well at some point, because I have no idea how much gas I've got. I just put new tires on this car. It feels pretty good with the new tires. The old tires were very rough. Alright guys, that's it for this video. You guys got to see the good, bad, and ugly about this car, and I'm pretty hyped. It's actually got a lot of potential, and it's only going to need a minor amount of work to get working the way I want it to work and be reliable. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you like. I would appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video where we work on this car and get it 100% drivable again. Alright guys, and this is the sneak peek as to what all we're putting on in the next video. I have even more to put on in the vehicle, but it's parts that originally were on the car that were just not put back on, like the power steering pump, the AC, tensioner and belts and all that. So, and then of course getting the wiring fixed and whatnot in there. So got quite a bit to do, and I only have the weekend to do it. So stay tuned for that next video, and we'll see if we can get everything knocked out in one weekend. It's just going to be me, so it's going to be a lot of work.